One of the funniest things in our society, in my opinion, is weddings. Oh my, weddings.
Wedding.
Not the marriage, the wedding. Hang on, let's see what happens.
I'm Linnea.
I'm Samantha.
And I'm Buzz. We are the LDS Singles Anonymous. So why is it that we don't drink, we don't do drugs, but Mormon weddings seem to be like the funniest things on the planet? And usually not funny because everyone there is laughing. It's usually the people going,
God.
why is that?
That's so awkward.
You know, you can't blame it on the drinking.
No,
You
don't
can't
blame
say
it
they're
on
out there dancing like a freak because we had a couple too many.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
you can't blame
gosh.
that one.
Oh, the poor sights. Oh,
I've seen
Like-
some things.
like the awkward dancing. If there even is dancing.
That's the problem. I was gonna say that.
I've seen some weddings to where like there's plenty of music, but everybody's just like
No one's dancing.
and then the poor old woman with her cane is just like, "Where's the cake?" and then you're just like, "Yeah, where is the cake?" Because that's all I freaking care about right now.
Yes.
You're making me sit here for 2 hours staring at a wall because there's nobody dancing and I'm waiting for the cake.
So riddle me this. Why do we have weddings?
I mean, I think it's a tradition that has been passed down through generations to celebrate the fact that you're starting a new family. I mean, previously
flown the coop.
flown the coop. You are being, as women, you were usually being sold off to some other guy. You now belong to him, not to your dad, because that's who you belonged to previously.
Yeah.
Celebrating that exchange of
Goods.
I guess. Yeah, that's really what I would say.
I mean, look at these guys. They're pretty good, but still,
But
not for
still,
sale.
No, not to be owned. No.
So here's my thing about weddings. There's no question it's for the bride or the parents of.
True. Tends to be for the
Each.
parents as
Yeah.
well.
I think it's more for the parents than it is the actual people getting married. But if it's for the people getting married, it's so the girl can have that dream wedding that she was dreaming about when she watched all those princess movies all those years ago. Let's take a look at the facts. She's wearing a dress. What's an average wedding dress cost these days? We're not talking Vera wedding. We're just talking about a good wedding dress.
Good wedding dress, anywhere from $500 to $2,000.
Yeah.
$500 to
I would
$2,000.
say you would
So-
have a hard time finding a good dress for $500.
Oh yeah, I would say $1,500 to $5,000
At least.
to
Yeah.
find a good dress. So
you would need at least
let's just say
$1,000.
$2,000. You spent $2,000. Then you're gonna get your hair done, which you've never had your hair done quite like this before, and it's gonna cost a ton. And you're gonna have your makeup done. You've never had your makeup done like this, so you're gonna be
Your
perfect.
nails.
You're gonna have your nails done. You're gonna have everything that
Teeth
you're
whitened.
gonna everything. Okay, so let's put all that together and let's say you spent $3,500 that day on things that you'll never wear again, you'll never do again, and you're gonna wash out that night. Okay. Now, what does she do to all of her maids, which is a wonderful word. We love the word maids, don't we? Maids of honor.
Merry maids.
She puts them in the ugliest dresses she can possibly find. Why? Because she wants to stand out from them. Because she wants to be the beautiful one, and they're in the ugly things that make everybody look like a tank wearing something that came off of some flower
Potato
pot
sack.
somewhere.
Coincidentally, I am wearing a bridesmaid's dress right now, and she was nice about it. She said, "This is the color. Here's a website. These are some of the dresses. Choose what fits your body best." So sometimes
Well,
they are.
that's nice for her.
Yes.
And how much did that dress
They were
cost?
nice.
$2,500?
No.
Oh, $2,600.
No, it was-
$2,800.
No.
Oh,
My dress?
you mean it was under $100?
Yes.
Oh, so she wants to be wearing $2,500 while you're wearing $100.
Yeah.
Because she wants that huge deviation.
Well, she made her dress, but still.
So now let's get to her wedding engagement ring, wedding ring. A diamond is what?
Forever.
Well, who cares about forever?
A girl's
And who
best
cares?
friend.
Best friend, all of that. De Beers, yay, great. How much is the guy supposed to spend
my
on an
gosh.
engagement ring?
I think
I
I-
honestly have no idea.
I assume
2 months' salary.
Really?
2 months' salary.
I
That's
know
the rule.
somebody that I'm pretty sure he spent like 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So let's just say 2 months' salary. Let's say we're our age. Let's say we're where we're at. So that's going to be somewhere between $5,000 and $7,500. That's for the diamond. That's not the wedding ring. You spend 2 months on the diamond.
On just the diamond.
So let's just say
So
the
many
ring is
rules I don't
$5,000
know.
to $7,500. So her whole thing and her whole day. Now she's going to wear that for a long time. She's obviously never going to wear the wedding dress ever again. Hopefully she's not going to do. Oh, this is my third time around. I'm wearing the same
Assuming
one.
she doesn't lose the ring.
Right, but that's not
true.
important right now.
That's true.
Okay, what do they put on the guy's finger?
A band.
Whatever they can find for $25. A lot of times they put a
They
piece of
tend to be.
rubber.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, but she does get duplicates because men lose their rings all the time.
That's true. So she'll get multiple rubber bands for her.
multiple
husband.
rubber bands. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so his hair for the day.
Same gel he's
Done.
been using
A little
since he
bit
was
of gel.
15.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what do they call the guy that stands next to the groom?
The best man.
The best man. Why can't the groom be the best man in his own wedding? How unfair is that? She's the maid of honor and he's the best man. What does he wear? What does the best man wear?
He wears a
tie.
The
tux.
exact same thing that the groom wears.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And how
But
much?
mostly, yes.
How much do you
Yeah.
spend on a groom's tux? Oh, you rent it? And how much is it to rent for a day?
Like
$59. $59 that he's got to give back at the end of the day, and then have a cleaning fee because he spilled some stuff on it.
Ooh,
When
renting
she spent
bridesmaids' dresses is a good
$2,500.
idea.
Oh my god.
Ooh, renting bridesmaids.
Yeah, we
dresses.
might have to come.
All right, we've got a new
plans.
business idea.
Business
Call
plans.
us. We're looking for investors. So it's almost like the groom is just there looking like some sort of a little waddling guy.
Penguin.
A little penguin guy. And like, kick him out. Okay, slide everybody over. Okay, now the best man's in place. And you know what? Kick the best man out. Slide the next one over because they're all wearing the same thing. They all have the same color tie, same color cummerbund, all that kind of stuff.
Little
True.
corsage
So
near
you
there.
really get the idea as a groom that A, you're replaceable, and B, this thing ain't for you. It is 100% for her.
Yeah.
Imagine, now that I'm thinking about it, like all those stories that I've heard where the bride leaves the groom for the best man, it's because he was truly the best man.
He was
Duh.
truly the best.
I just,
He was. The groom wasn't even the best man at the wedding, so
He
she went
can't
for
be.
the best man.
That's
can't
funny.
be.
That's
when
funny.
he sits down and he got the little plaque thing, the little paper plaque that's
Bride
folded in
and
a triangle,
groom.
it says, best man. Groom, what even is that? Like, you got a maid over here and the best man over here. So yeah, leave
very
that
entertaining.
other guy because there's a better man. He's really
Oh my
the best
gosh.
man.
That's really funny.
So
my
yeah,
God.
there's my spiel on weddings. So if you want to tell me romantic stories about how the wedding's going to be wonderful, it's going to be lost on me because that's kind of where I stand already.
Yeah, the other thing I think is funny about weddings is, I mean, I've never been one of the men, but the women, especially the single women, are always called up. I mean, even the men. There's the throwing of the bouquet. Here,
Yeah.
let me give you my used flowers. And that means you're the next one to be married. Well, guess what? Came true. My best friend's wedding back when I was like 17, 18, 19. I don't remember how old I was. She told me she was going to throw the flowers at me. She did, and her little sister jumped up and grabbed the flowers instead. She was like 10. Guess who got married this year? That sister. So it works. But it's just like, here are the cast-off flowers that I just used, and then the guy's supposed to get the...
He
Like
gets the
garter.
garter that came off
Which
the
is so
girl's
gross
leg.
to me.
Like, hang on, whoa! So the best man is getting a piece of underwear off the off the bride serially. Like, I'm not certain. Maybe she is leaving for the best man.
It is just
You never
so
know.
weird.
Oh.
So many funny things.
Oh my gosh.
Items for sure.
What's funny about the bouquet toss is that my friend's wedding that I just went to earlier in December, so all of my friends that were there are married. And so she told me before the ceremony started, she was just like, just so you know, this bouquet is for you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then for pictures, they had us all stage the bouquet toss, and she had me stand in front, and all of our married friends are standing behind me, and she threw it right to me, and of course I caught it, but just so that it looked like a real bouquet toss, but really she just gave me the bouquet. But because everybody else was married and I was the only single one there, she was like, I hope this works. And I was like, and I'm like, you're next. Or she was like, you're next.
That's
and I was
creepy.
like, well, or there's also like this girl over here, and it was my friend's daughter who's currently 15, and my friend was like, oh heck no, you better be first. And I was like, okay. You never know, come 5 more years,
Like I said,
she might beat me. I don't
it
know.
happens. It happens.
So let me ask you ladies a question, because I don't have a very good view into the lady's heart. When a little sister of your friend, or when somebody that you know, or
Somebody that you babysat.
somebody that you babysat goes and has this lovely wedding, do you get insanely jealous? Do you get angry? Do you get sad? Like, what is it? What are the emotions going through your head or your heart when somebody you babysat just sends you a wedding announcement and they get their wonderful, happy wedding this Saturday? Do you feel like I'm missing out, they're lucky? Or do you like, oh, whatever? You
There's
know?
a wave
Yeah.
of
there's-
emotions. There's not a single one that I would say I stay on.
I feel like for me, I immediately feel old.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I immediately am just like, they're too young. And then I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to become like an old hermit. Like, I have like those weird like feelings. And then I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's okay. Like, whatever. But then what makes it even worse is when my parents address it. And that's when I'm like, okay, I'm going to grow old and die by myself forever. And I'm just going to die alone. And like, this is like, that's when the sadness kicks in. Like, beforehand, it was just like, oh my gosh, I feel old because this person was a baby just yesterday and now they're getting married. But then, like, once my family addresses it, it just like hits me and reminds me that, oh, I'm still alone. It's like, it's fine when I do it, but when you do it, like, it's not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I can make fun of myself, but you can't.
Don't do
like, okay.
No thanks. No rubbing in needed.
Yeah.
I have plenty
Like,
myself.
I'm the one living it. I think I'm already aware.
So basically, you're telling me that me bringing this up is kind of like your parents bring it. So you're like, Buzz, screw you. Which I'm okay with.
I mean, I think everyone has to cycle through a thought process like that at some point. Eventually, you get kind of hard into it, and you're like, well, there's another one. There they go.
But yeah, weddings, they're a hoot. They're a hoot and a
Weddings are-
half. Especially when you get an announcement that there's going to be 2 weddings in your family within the next year.
Woo. So fun.
mine.
That'd be so fun if I had 2 weddings for myself planned within the next year.
Actually, I totally know
Everybody wants
someone.
options.
I totally know someone whose friend she was bridesmaids for the same person twice in 1 year. So it does happen.
Oh, dang.
Woo!
That flag is so red.
Woo! Good times. Weddings are fun. Weddings are fun. I think the worst part, though, of weddings, especially when you're single, showing up and grandma comes over and is like, so when are we having one for you? And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
great. Those are the ones. That's when it's like...
That's when you turn around and go, when are we having a funeral for you?
Gotta laugh through them.
Oh my
Gotta
gosh.
laugh through them. And as long as they've got good food and maybe some cake, I guess.
I never get the good food in the
No.
cake. I get 2 hours of cleanup.
Yeah, that too. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, every
Please
time.
stop setting up so much stuff and then leaving so we clean it up.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Your
make
wedding does not, your marriage will not be 1% better or worse if you don't decorate everything.
I
You
mean-
do not need streamers from every single basketball goal there is.
Yeah, if you're getting married in a gym,
Yeah.
just accept it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and my
accept
thing
it.
is why
Yeah.
don't more people just say, hey, in lieu of a big wedding, let's just have a very small family wedding and we're going to take the money and put it on a down payment on a house.
Smart.
But
That's
also,
like thinking of the future.
you know how many angry friends of my parents there would be if I did that.
That's why I think the weddings are for the parents.
It's
the
for the
bride and the
parents.
parents.
It's for
and
the
the
bride
funny
and the
thing is the
parents.
bride and the parents sit there and fight over who's going to get the wedding they want. Because the bride's like, I wanted this since I was a little kid. Well, shut up. I didn't get the one I wanted, so I'm getting the one I wanted now.
Oh my gosh. It's like, I've been bragging about you for 40 years to all of my friends, and now this is how I'm going to show off.
Yep.
I'm like, but I don't know your friends.
That's all for them.
And
they gotta
all
come.
of them are gonna come up to me and say my name and be like, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful. And I'm gonna be
I remember when you were in my Sunbeams class.
I'm like, who are you?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Methinks we tacked into something a little deeper than I thought.
Good times. Tell your funny wedding stories. We want to
Yeah.
hear them. I'm sure they're real entertaining.
And
And show
we
us
could be
your favorite wedding
traumatized with you.
dances.
Yeah. That's Buzzes. Thanks for watching. This is LDS Singles Anonymous.
Catch you later.
Bye.